Rob, Manuel Pellegrini has just said he thinks his side are the best team in Manchester. If he beats Barcelona tomorrow, there'll be few who disagree.
Well, yeah, I mean, there can't be many arguments this season, really. City are up there fighting for the title and United aren't. So he said that if you look at this season, that City are the better team, and there's few that can argue with that, really.
Now, in terms of this tie they're going into tomorrow, it's probably the biggest game of his time at the club, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's only been here a short time. He's come through other tests, the big Premier League games, obviously beating United at the Etihad as well. But in terms of the Champions League and City's evolution as a club, then this is the biggest tie. The first in the knockout rounds of the Champions League and against Barcelona, which are a huge side in their own right.
Now, Barcelona in the Pep Guardiola days 3 or 4 years ago, they were unbeatable. People said they were probably one of the best sports teams that's ever been. But now there's some frailties there, isn't there? And City can exploit that.
Well, yeah, and Pellegrini's touched on that himself. He was asked if they're the same team from 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, and he said no. A lot of the same players, obviously, but they're 3 and 4 years older now. They are a bit frail, and we saw that in the Champions League last year. And I think that City will approach this game with a real expectation to win. Perhaps that wouldn't have been the same 3 years ago, but I think Pellegrini will drill into his players that this team isn't unbeatable, and I think you'll probably see that tomorrow night or in the second leg.
And there's some good team news as well, isn't there? Fernandinho's in the squad.
Yeah, well, that's huge, really. There's obviously doubts over Fernandinho and Aguero. Pellegrini said that Aguero probably won't make it, which is a big blow considering how all the goals he scored this year. But there are some perhaps that would argue that Fernandinho is a bigger boost, that he's back. Pellegrini said that he is in the squad, recovered enough to be considered for the 18. I think he probably will play some part at the very least, and it's a huge boost for Pellegrini and for City.
Now, we also heard from Yaya Toure in there, of course, who used to play at the Nou Camp. He'll know a little bit about what to expect, won't he?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's the one really that if Pellegrini is looking for any inside knowledge, then he's the one that will provide it. Obviously, he's been gone for a while now, but again, it's lots of the same players that he was at Barcelona with that will turn up here tomorrow night. He answered all the questions about Barcelona very respectfully, as you'd expect. But again, listening to him, there was a real sense that he feels that his team now can go and beat Barcelona.
And of course, it's tomorrow, the game. There's still time to go on it, but it could catapult City to a very special place in world football.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the exciting thing about this game. It's a real test of how far City have come. Obviously, they've struggled in the Champions League recently under Roberto Mancini. Pellegrini's got them into the knockout rounds for the first time this year. And Pellegrini said it himself that this is a real test and could be a real marker of where City are. I know that Pellegrini doesn't really want to talk about the quadruple or even winning the Champions League, but if City were to knock out Barcelona, there would be a few that would have to start believing that.